Hello, my friends. I wanted to drop in a video diary that's going to shed some light upon some ideas that I think are going to be really helpful right now around the coronavirus. For example, how do you show up as the best version of yourself? How do you see this as the ultimate opportunity? How do you double down on skill development, on education, on mastering extra degrees of knowledge and dimensions of wisdom that you previously haven't been able to access? How can you take advantage of this situation, not at the expense of anyone? How do you leverage your skill, your knowledge and experience, and how do you innovate and tap into the potential that is available right now? Humanity is going through a big wake up. There is a lot of shifts that are happening. There's a lot of changes that are taking place, and they are not good nor bad. They are just changes. Now, I'm an eternal optimist, and I see everything through the lens of life doesn't make mistakes. Life unfolds exactly the way that life is going to unfold, and it was always supposed to unfold. And then how we describe that or how we experience that, that's an inside job. So whether you're experiencing this whole coronavirus situation right now as being a painful or suffering experience, or as opposed to a creative, innovative time of expansion and growth and a delight, is going to come down to how you choose to experience your reality. And this might trigger a lot of people, and if it does, good. My message here is how you're experiencing life is being determined by you. Your filter system, your consciousness, your mindset is determining whether you see life as a delight or as a horrible experience. Your mindset is determining whether you see life as a dance or a war, whether you see life as a battle or a game. Your mindset is determining everything about your experience, and your ability to see opportunity, to lead from the front, to be strategic, to be tactical, to be innovative and creative, to live the intention of optimism and enthusiasm, to be a shining light of love and to be empowered to create life on your terms right now. That's all on you. That's a choice that you can either make or not make. And I want to encourage you to lean into seeing this opportunity right now as a series of challenges that are going to elevate you. Because you could either see this experience right now as something that's happening to you, where life is penalizing you, where this is bad, this is wrong, or you could see this as the course correction that was always going to happen to humanity. This was the adjustment that was always needed. This was the reset. This was the reinvention that was always going to happen at some point. And you can either see this as a catalyst that elevates your experience, where you choose conscious growth and expansion, or you can choose to be a victim, and you can either choose to be at the effect of reality. So this is a choice, and I want to encourage you. There is some various powerful questions that you can ask that are going to help you tap into seizing this opportunity, really seeing this whole time as a time for growth. Now, the questions I want to suggest that you ask are, how can you allow this period of time to be the greatest period of time of your life, to grow and to nurture yourself and to expand? What if this was the catalyst, the greatest catalyst of your life that initiated you into something greater? What if this experience, what if this adversity was actually the greatest opportunity for you to evolve and to move beyond any of the limitations and the excuses that you were clinging on to? What if this time right now was the time where you could express even more love, even more compassion, even more energy and vitality? What if this was the time that you were waiting for, that was the push or the shove that you needed to step out into the public eye, to lead from the front, to be the walking, talking example of everything that you believe and everything that you're wanting to strive to share with the world? What if this was the excuse that you needed to be the change that you want to see with the world? What if? And what if everything that's unfolding is perfect? What if everything that's happening right now is exactly what's supposed to happen? What if everything that you're experiencing is an experience here that's here to awaken you to a greater capacity, a greater potential, a greater livelihood, a greater vitality, a greater life force that's going to flow through you, because you're going to strengthen yourself by moving through these challenges, By choosing to move through them gracefully, by choosing to move through them with elegance, by choosing to move through these at a higher level of consciousness. So you've got to ask yourself, what are the skills or the knowledge or the experience you want to up level? What are the attributes or the characteristics of yourself that you want to double down on to improve? What are the gaps or the weaknesses? What are the problems that you've got right now that you've been ignoring or denying for your whole entire life, that now is the time to work on them? What if now is the ultimate time? What if now is the greatest moment of your life to focus on what's important? What if now is the chance to reinvent yourself, to experience conscious growth, to evolve beyond the programming and the conditioning of everything that's held you back? What if now all the things that you're looking at around you that you think are limiting you are actually your greatest opportunity to leapfrog, to evolve, to move yourself forward? What if everything around you that looks like it's a problem is the ultimate opportunity? It's the ultimate place to look into. What if this was simply strength training? What if this was the conditioning that was always going to be required for you to evolve into the greatest version of you? And if you ask some of these questions, and if you actually deeply contemplate them, I think you'll discover some incredible opportunities to evolve, to move beyond the known, to step into an expansive version of yourself. And so for those of you that are looking for ways to awaken, for those that are looking ways to double down on your skill, your leadership, your capacity for mastering your reality, I want to invite you to consider really taking this time to recognize your skills that you want to improve, recognizing the weaknesses that you've got that you want to work on, recognizing the type of leader that you want to be, realizing any of the gaps in your skill, knowledge, or experience, recognizing any of the weaknesses that you've got, recognizing the opportunity in this whole experience about how can you add value, how can you show up to a higher capacity. Who do you want to be in this time? What do you want to represent? What do you want to stand for? And that might require courage, tenacity, boldness. You might be willing to, you might have to be willing to be radically ridiculed. You might be the one that's pointing north when everyone else is pointing south. You might be needing to be stepping into the most courageous and boldest version of you in this time right now. And this is a catalyst. And this can be the catalyst for a greater awakening and a greater deepening of your being. Or this could be a catalyst for you shrinking and waning and walking away from stepping into that challenge. So that will be a unique catalyst and a unique experience that will be different for all of us. But the question you've got to ask is, how do you want to show up in the face of this challenge? Who do you want to be? What life force do you want to bring through this experience? How do you want to show up? Do you want to see this challenge as something that's going to get the better of you, or see this as a challenge that's going to strengthen you? And I encourage you to courageously explore each of those questions. I encourage you to show up as the greatest version of you. And I'm going to suggest that innovation, courage, creativity, love, compassion, and resilience, as well as commitment right now, and optimism, are going to be some virtues that are going to really accelerate your journey to creating success in your life. But not just creating success, creating authentic success, figuring out what it is you truly want to create for your life. What is the clarity? What is the vision? What is the purpose of your life? And if you don't already know that, then now would be the time to figure that out. If you are lacking any kind of clarity, if you're lacking any kind of sense of direction, if you're missing any of these internal virtues, such as courage or resilience or strength, tenacity, that's not a problem. We're not looking at this to find problems. We're seeking opportunities to discover and tap into a truer, more empowered and resilient version of us. So this is not looking for problems. This is exploring truth. This is seeing how can we evolve and how can we step into a greater capacity for our beingness. How do we be the one who wants to lead from front? How do we be the person that we've always wanted to be? So I trust this has been a message that's evoked a deeper level of self-inquiry. I trust this video has allowed you to ask the question of how do you want to show up and what's required of you right now. And I trust that you will allow yourself the compassion and self-love and time and space and energy to reflect on yourself and double down on your own conscious growth, on your own expansion, on your own evolution. And I'm going to drop a heap of links in here for anyone that wants to double down on their own self-realization, their own awakening, their own capacity as a human to be developed. I'm going to drop a heap of links here for podcasts, for videos, for resources that I think are going to be really, really helpful in this time. And I'm going to share these with you because I trust it helps. I trust you can see the opportunity in these times. So that's all for me, guys. Wishing you a great Easter weekend, sending you lots of love and wishing you health, happiness, and prosperity in these times. Sending you love. Bye for now.